So when I was a kid in the 1970s, I just remember my grandmother was in her late 50s and she was old. I mean, she was done. People today live a lot longer than people did in the 70s and the 80s. That wasn't that long ago, but our life expectancy has increased so much. So I'm 60 years old. I've got 10, 20, 30 plus years ahead of me, and I want to be productive during that period of time. And you can do the same. None of us need to pack it in just because we have reached a certain age and because society has basically said 65 is when you retire. Back in 1935, think of that. The Depression had just ended. Most people were living a very, very, very hard life. A lot of people were poverty stricken, and the government stepped in and said, hey, if you make it to 65, we'll support you. We'll give you Social Security and you can retire. But we don't need to do that. We can keep going. We can keep earning. We can keep contributing into our 70s and 80s and 90s. My wife's grandfather lived to be 102, and he was doing people's taxes. He called them old people. Most of them were in their 60s and 70s, and he was like in his 90s and loving it. He contributed. We can contribute. We can keep going. We don't need to give up. We don't need to pack it in. We don't need to retire. Retirement, I think, is a construct of the industrial age, the industrial era, when people were working really hard, beating up their bodies. They were working 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they were worn out. We are not worn out. We live a lot longer. We can keep going. So you don't need to pack it in because you got a lot of years ahead of you, unless something catastrophic happens, unless you die early. But most of us will live into our 80s, probably our 90s. So what are you going to do with the rest of your life? Because remember, you're not old. You may think you are, but you're not. You got a lot to go, a lot to contribute. Keep on trying.